You think you know Australian police history? The bikes they rode in the 70s weren't what you'd expect. These weren't just ordinary motorcycles. They were engineering marvels that most people have completely forgotten about. From Japanese water-cooled beasts to British racing legends repurposed for law enforcement, these machines changed policing forever. And trust me, once you see what these officers were riding, you'll never look at a 70s cop the same way again. Number 5. The Honda CB754, Japan's game changer on Australian streets. When Honda unveiled the CB754 in 1969, they didn't just release another motorcycle, they fundamentally rewrote the rules of what a production bike could be. This was Japan's first true superbike, featuring an across-the-frame 4-cylinder engine when most competitors were still building twins. The 67 horsepower output might seem modest today, but in the early 70s, this was revolutionary performance that left traditional manufacturers scrambling to catch up. The technical advantages were impossible to ignore. The CB750's front disc brake was a quantum leap forward in stopping power, critical for pursuit situations. Its electric starter eliminated the embarrassing spectacle of officers kick-starting their machines multiple times before responding to calls. And that silky smooth inline-4 engine provided unprecedented reliability during extended patrols. Australian police departments modified these bikes extensively for duty. They added reinforced crash bars to protect both the machine and rider during the inevitable low-speed drops. High-visibility paint schemes in department-specific colours made these bikes unmistakable on highways. Communication equipment integration was particularly innovative, with specially designed radio mounts that wouldn't compromise the bike's handling. By the time the CB750 was phased out of active service, it had cemented its legacy, not just as a groundbreaking civilian motorcycle, but as a pivotal tool in modern policing. Even today, vintage police-modified CB750s are cherished by collectors and enthusiasts, a testament to their historical significance. What started as an unexpected choice by Australian police ultimately became a defining moment in the evolution of law enforcement motorcycles. Number 4. Kawasaki Z900, the green monster that outran everything. While those specially equipped police CB750s were impressive machines, they were about to be overshadowed by something far more intimidating. In 1972, Kawasaki unleashed what many consider the true king of the early superbikes, the Z900, also known as the Z1. This wasn't just another motorcycle, it was Kawasaki's emphatic statement that they wouldn't settle for second place in the superbike wars. What made the Z900 special enough for police duty? Start with the raw numbers. A 903cc air-cooled 4-cylinder engine pumping out 82 horsepower, nearly 20% more than the CB750. This translated to a top speed exceeding 130 miles per hour, making it virtually uncatchable on Australian highways. The bike's striking lime green paint became so iconic that Australians nicknamed police spec Z900s Green Monsters when they appeared in their rearview mirrors. Several state police departments in Australia's eastern states adopted these beasts despite internal controversy. Some senior officers argued the bikes were simply too powerful for police work, effectively racing machines with sirens attached. But that raw power served a surprising strategic purpose: psychological deterrence. Few criminals wouldn't even attempt to flee when they spotted a Z1's distinctive 4x4 chrome exhaust system approaching. Departments like the New South Wales Highway Patrol deployed Z900s specifically for rapid response scenarios and highway enforcement rather than routine patrols. Officers assigned to these machines received specialized high-speed handling training beyond standard police motorcycle courses. However, the Z900's extreme performance also came with drawbacks. Its aggressive power delivery and relatively light frame made it a demanding machine to ride for extended periods. Fatigue was a serious concern for officers, particularly on long shifts covering vast highway stretches. Additionally, maintenance costs were higher than those of the CB750, as the high-performance engine required more frequent servicing to stay in peak condition. Despite these challenges, The Kawasaki Z900 solidified its reputation as one of the most formidable police motorcycles of its era. By the late 1970s, however, newer models with improved stability and more refined handling began to replace the Z900 in active duty. But for those who rode them and those who tried to outrun them, the Green Monster remained an unforgettable symbol of high-speed law enforcement in Australia. Number 3. Suzuki GT750, the liquid-cooled pioneer. Those high-powered Z900s might have ruled the highways, but what happened when police needed to patrol for hours in Australia's notorious 40-degree heat? The answer came in the form of Suzuki's GT750, a motorcycle that brought a revolutionary cooling solution to the force when it debuted in 1971. While other police motorcycles were limited by their air-cooled designs, the GT750 introduced liquid cooling at a time when such technology was virtually unheard of in production motorcycles. Queensland and Northern Territory police departments, where summer temperatures regularly exceeded 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit, quickly recognised the advantages of this water-cooled wonder. The GT750's 738cc two-stroke triple engine wasn't just technically innovative, it was sonically distinctive. The bike produced a unique warbling exhaust note that earned it the nickname Water Buffalo among Australian officers. This signature sound acted as an acoustic warning system for motorists who could hear a patrol officer approaching long before they saw the blue lights. What really set the GT750 apart was its reliability in extreme conditions. During 8-hour outback patrols where air-cooled engines would struggle and often fail, the Water Buffalo's liquid cooling system maintained optimal operating temperatures. This was crucial for officers patrolling the vast stretches between Alice Springs and Darwin, where engine failure could leave them stranded for hours. The bike's additional torque also proved valuable when loaded with police equipment. Officers reported the GT750 could maintain highway speeds even when carrying full communication gear, emergency supplies, and standard-issue equipment that would bog down conventional motorcycles. Number 2. Norton Commando 850. British engineering meets outback policing. While Japanese innovations were revolutionising police motorcycle fleets across Australia, something unexpected was happening in the country's urban centres. The Norton Commando 850, a proud British machine produced by a company on life support, found a dedicated following among city-based officers at a time when the British motorcycle industry was collapsing under the weight of Japanese competition. The Commando 850 represented the last hurrah of Britain's once dominant motorcycle industry, yet it possessed qualities that certain Australian police departments couldn't resist. At the heart of the Norton's appeal was its innovative isolastic mounting system, essentially rubber mounts that isolated the parallel twin engine from the frame, dramatically reducing the bone-jarring vibrations that plagued other British twins. Urban police officers in Sydney and Melbourne developed a particular affinity for the Norton. Its torque-rich 828cc engine delivered power exactly where city riding demanded it, in the low and mid-range. This made the Commando uniquely suited to navigating crowded city streets where constant stopping and starting was the norm. The bike's narrow profile and responsive handling allowed officers to thread through traffic in ways the wider Japanese force couldn't match. Many veteran officers simply preferred the Commando's mechanical simplicity. With no cooling systems or complex electronics, roadside repairs were straightforward affairs that didn't require specialised tools or training. As one former Sydney motorcycle officer put it, you could fix most problems with a screwdriver and a hammer if you had to. Number 1. BMW R75 Series 6. German engineering for elite police units. While some police units favoured mechanical simplicity, a select few Australian law enforcement divisions were willing to spend nearly twice as much for premium motorcycles from Bavaria. The BMW R75 Series 6, introduced in 1974, became the motorcycle of choice for elite police units across the country, particularly those responsible for VIP protection and ceremonial duties. The price tag of the R75 Series 6 raised eyebrows in budget meetings nationwide. At nearly double the cost of its Japanese counterparts, police administrators faced tough questions about resource allocation. Yet departments consistently justified the expense through the BMW's exceptional service record and dramatically reduced maintenance costs. What made the R75 Series 6 worth the premium? Its horizontally opposed 750cc boxer engine delivered smooth, reliable power, while its shaft drive eliminated the constant chain adjustments and replacements required by other police motorcycles. The bike's integrated hard luggage systems were purpose-built for police equipment, while its distinctive white fairings and blue emergency lights created an authoritative presence on Australian roads. The bike's handling characteristics proved particularly valuable during dignitary protection details. When Queen Elizabeth II visited in 1977, BMW mounted officers escorted her motorcade through Sydney, Melbourne, and Canberra. The bike's precision handling and superior braking made it ideal for these high-profile security operations that required perfect formation riding. These BMWs required specialized maintenance training and dealer support, but departments reported average service intervals 3 times longer than comparable machines. This German excellence established BMW's reputation as Australia's gold standard for police motorcycles. And there you have it. These 5 motorcycles represent a fascinating chapter in Australian policing history that's been largely forgotten. From Japan, Britain, and Germany, these machines showcased how Australian law enforcement adapted international engineering excellence to their unique conditions. What's particularly remarkable is Australia's pragmatic approach, choosing the best tools regardless of national origin, at a time when many countries strictly bought domestic. Did you or someone you know encounter these police bikes back in the day? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this glimpse into automotive history, hit subscribe for more forgotten chapters from Australia's motoring past.